If you'd have told me like 3 years ago that I'd be doing this kind of build on my YouTube channel that I didn't even have existed, I'd have called you a liar. But we're building some pretty cool stuff here. We're gonna do some awesome stuff. We gotta get this prepped for all the work we gotta do to it. We finally figured out what's different in this frame as opposed to a two-door, so we might be able to make one of the kits online work, but I'd rather just build it myself. But let's get that diff out. Okay, so we are pretty much ready to send this frame out. We got a whole bunch of snow last night and it's super cold out. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna start cutting some templates for boxing this in, and we're probably gonna plate the inside of the frame here, like up behind the spring pockets, up under there. And then that'll get us ready for cutting this. Like I want to get that plate in first before I cut this, and then it'll hold it there. We'll make some templates for getting these pieces here cut out. And once we get all those templates made, we'll label them and we can go to our steel supplier. We can get some. I'm going to use 1/8 plate, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna check this spec on the frame, what it is. It might be 3/16, so we might put 3/16 in it. There's gonna be a lot of power going into this car at the end of what we're planning. So yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna box this in, and then we'll put in tubing that will tie everything to get like stiffen it up even more, and a place for a transmission mount. All these holes in the frame here, that's where your transmission would normally, it would sit on top of this. And instead, when we box this in and we bring out our front and forward back, once we put our brace in here, our brace will come off there and back, and then we'll build our transmission cross member off of those. I don't want to box this frame in until I get it sandblasted. So once it's sandblasted, then I can treat the inside of the frame, and then I can plate it and not have to worry about rust issues down the road. All right, so I've been looking at this frame, I've been doing my research, and just straight boxing it in, I don't like that idea. So I'm a welder. I'm gonna do something a little different. I'll show you. So we're gonna make a channel like that that's gonna slip over top of the frame. So the frame will come down to right there, and then this is all open, and then it goes back. So we'll be able to weld it here, and then we'll weld it here. And then with this box in, it kind of triangulates the frame. So it's similar to some kits that you can buy out there, but it's also mimics what the SS frame rail would look like. That end will be a little bit of an issue because this is a different angle, but all back here is all the same. So it'll basically fit over top of this. It'll come out, down, and over. And then that way I can mount a bracket on the side of it for my transmission cross member, and we can still have bracing. We're gonna box these in because there's gonna be a lot of power being pulled on that. And then there'll be frame connectors here and stuff. So I think that's the route that I'm gonna go. I haven't 100% confirmed that that's what I want to do. It's just looking at it. I'm putting a lot of time into thinking, and I need to put more time into doing. So whatever route I decide to go with, those pieces will have to get sheared and broke and bent. So, but we're getting there. But yeah, it's been a day. We got the frame is ready to go out to sandblast, but I want to get, if I am going to do that, I want to get everything figured out what I need. And then I got the diff sitting there to get taken out. I got the gas tank over there. So I got to get rid of this pile of stuff. And I can't go get my C-cam because it's crappy weather out. So here's what it is. So what's this? Day 4, I think. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the build. Be sure to subscribe. You're probably wondering, how did I figure out that on the angles and all that stuff? Well, I use my squares. So here we got our squares coming flat down off the top here, and then we got them clamped together. So then, as far as I want to come out, I took another square and went straight up. So that gets me all my angles, and up here it'll be a little bit different, but we can use a little bit of heat and we can mold it into this. For this part here, we're basically, we'll cut out the piece and we'll mold it to fit around this. I think that's the way I'm gonna go. And then when we put our tubes in, it'll help out even more yet. So that kind of makes it mimics the Chevelle SS, the El Camino, and the convertible frame. So, and I mean, like the SS one, they were stock 450 horsepower, I think they were, or something like that. I don't know, but we're gonna be almost triple that. Ugh. But we're doing what we can to make sure this frame doesn't twist. We are gonna re-weld some of the welds up here to, like, as you can see, like right there, it's not even welded. So once we get it back from sandblast, we can re-weld some of this stuff and really get this frame up to snuff. So I'm excited about it. But that's how I figured it out. I mean, you got some squares, you got some straight edges, you can figure out angles and stuff like this too. So I'm gonna figure out how much I need and what thickness I'm gonna run. At least 1/8. Like the frame looks like it's about 1/8. I might go with 3/16. It's only gonna help. I mean, the car's already heavy, so adding a little bit more weight isn't gonna hurt things. With the power we're putting in it at the end of the day, it's negotiable or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. We're putting lots of power in this thing, so some weight isn't gonna hurt it. If anything, it'll help put it to the ground maybe. But yeah, so I'm gonna get this stuff figured out, like the length I need, and we'll get this ordered up, and hopefully we'll have it when we get the frame back from sandblast. All right guys, so that's day 4. We got this frame pretty much stripped down now. We're gonna get it pulled out onto the trailer, loaded up. We got the brake lines off, we got the fuel line off, we got the diff out. The next step for the frame is to get sandblasted, and then we can start working on the frame. So, and then when it's out, getting sandblasted, yeah, we'll have to go on an adventure or something. I gotta go get a C-can, and it's blizzarding out, so I don't know if I'll do that this week, but tune in guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all of you. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on here on YouTube.